Disclosure Day, ladies and gentlemen. Disclosure Day. I'm about to watch it at this AMC right here at the Americana. A very beautiful place. Steven Spielberg is my favorite director.
Watching it in IMAX. Here we go.
So it's the next morning, some time to think. Here is my review of Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg. You know, Steven Spielberg has a particular style. It's not just in the themes he chooses, but in the way he tells stories. There's always a sense of wonder in Steven Spielberg films, a feeling that you are seeing the world through a slightly different angle. Curiosity and mystery of the unknown have often been reoccurring themes in his work, and Disclosure Day honestly fits right into this. I will be avoiding any spoilers in this video, absolutely zero spoilers. So what is the film actually about? Without giving too much away, it follows a group of seemingly ordinary people who find themselves pulled into a growing mystery, linked to strange, unexplained events that suggest something far larger at play. As they try to understand what's truly happening, they slowly begin to realize that the answers are not simple at all, and maybe not even fully accessible at first. With Disclosure Day, Spielberg returns to one of his favorite subjects: humanity's fascination with life beyond Earth. But this isn't a sci-fi film that rushes from one revelation to the next. Instead, it unfolds more like an investigation where information is revealed gradually and often indirectly. What I like most is how deliberately this film is structured. It's built in layers. You're never fully ahead of the characters, and you're not meant to be, really. Every scene gives just enough information to move forward, but also introduces new gaps in understanding, more questions basically. Because of that, the earlier portions may seem a bit disorienting. You don't always have the full context of what's happening, but you have enough emotional and narrative momentum to stay engaged. So I was engaged. There are strange interactions, small fragments of conflict, and moments of humor as well that don't really fully click right away, but they start making sense as the film progresses. The sense of uncertainty doesn't really go away, it just evolves basically. Just when you think you understand the direction, the film slightly shifts in a different way, forcing you to reassess what you thought you knew, if that makes any sense. One thing that stands out is that there is no reliance on big action pieces or constant spectacle. This film is built almost entirely around curiosity, like I said. So if you're expecting the traditional sci-fi blockbuster with frequent payoffs or heavy visual spectacle, that's not really what this is. And honestly, that's exactly why it works, especially for me. It trusts the audience to sit with uncertainty instead of constantly explaining everything. Honestly, filmmakers who don't treat their viewers like they need everything spelled out deserve more credit than they get. There is no spoon-feeding in this film. The mystery also feels very grounded. Even though the subject matter feels so large in scope, the perspective is always limited to what the characters themselves are experiencing. If they are confused, you are confused. If they are unsure, you are unsure. That shared perspective is what keeps the film engaging. At least for me, that is what worked. The direction is excellent. I mean, it's Steven Spielberg, so that shouldn't be surprising, but it's still worth saying. His ability to tell a story visually is at another level. There are moments where a simple look or a camera movement or the way the scene is framed carries more meaning than a dialogue or anything really. He knows exactly when to show something, and more importantly, when to hold back and not show something. Visually, this film has a dreamlike quality without ever losing its sense of realism. The cinematography creates this constant feeling that something is just outside your field of vision. Something beyond the frame, waiting to be understood. It keeps you slightly unsettled in a very controlled way though. The performances are strong across the board. Emily Blunt carries much of the emotional weight of the film. There are moments where her character is trying to process information and things that just don't immediately make sense to her. There's a grounded confusion in her performance that makes the entire mystery feel more human as well. Josh O'Connor, meanwhile, brings a more observational, investigative energy to the film. He feels like someone constantly trying to piece things together like a puzzle, rather than react emotionally to them, which balances well against Blunt's more instinctive response to various situations. Together, they form the emotional and intellectual center of the film. The supporting cast also deserve all the credit they can get. Nobody feels unnecessary or like a filler in this film. Even smaller roles contribute to the sense that this world is active and lived in, even when the situation itself feels unusual and difficult to explain. So at its core, Disclosure Day isn't about aliens really, it's about uncertainty, it's about curiosity, it's about the fear of the unknown and how people react to things when they are faced with, something that challenges their core belief or their understanding of reality, which may not actually be the reality. And I think that's where the film stands the strongest. It's not really in the answers, but it's in the way it explores the questions. This may not be a film for everyone. Some viewers may likely find the pacing too slow or the lack of clear answers frustrating, but for me, that ambiguity is the point. I have to mention that I love the ending of this film, which obviously I won't reveal, but it really does feel like the perfect way to close this kind of story. It doesn't try to over-explain anything, it just leaves you sitting there with what you'd experienced. So yeah, I enjoyed the film. I think I may enjoy more if I was to watch it again. I may catch some nuances that I missed the first time. I like watching movies more than once sometimes, especially if I enjoy the film, because I feel if I watch it the second time, I'll catch things that I did not catch earlier. And a filmmaker like Steven Spielberg, who is just an expert, I'm sure if I watch the film again, there would be certain hidden gems, that I may have not caught the first time. Because anytime you watch a film the first time, it's like a different journey. It's a different attempt of trying to just understand the film from a broader perspective. The second time you watch the film is when you're like, oh wow, okay, so this is why this happened. Anyways, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg. Please do like, share, subscribe to my channel, guys. And yes, till the next review, till the next film analysis, till the next, dissection of cinema. Peace out. Bye.